to wear a coat. It's your uniform.
Okay.
So, but I can wear whatever I want.
Yeah, it's good.
Including polo shirts.
Yes, it's nice.
Yeah. So do I address as the Huber's Butchery?
Huber's Butchery is fine, but Huber's Butchery is actually more focused on the retail side.
Okay. So should I call it the Huber's Butchery and Bistro?
Butchery and Bistro is for this basically this location here, the shop and the bistro combined in one.
So I should tell the audience that you guys have two businesses. There's the butchery and the bistro located in Singapore.
Correct.
Okay.
That's for the retail and the B2C. But B2B we also have under Huber's Private Limited. And so we manufacture at Pandan and we supply the restaurants out of here from our factory.
I think I'll leave that to you.
Okay.
I'm not going to try to play God for that matter.
Yeah.
At least I'm not going to get sued by them.
Yeah.
Okay. So we just look at the camera just for a few seconds.
Sure.
And I will introduce to you, and after that I'll turn to you and then just talk to me like you're having coffee.
Okay. Talk about what?
The question I will pose to you.
Okay. And then just talk. Okay. Yeah. Sure.
So for a few seconds. Hi, welcome to the National Quiz Toys Online News. Say it hi, I'm Robin Stienberg and welcome to our show again. And today we're going to have someone that's from the meat industry in Singapore, as well as they're running a bistro. They're known as the Huber's Butchery, and well, what can I say more? They're the best butchery in Singapore, and all their meats are amazing. In fact, they're the best premium meats ever in Southeast Asia. I had a founder here, his name is Andre Huber, and he's going to share with us more about what's going on here in Singapore and the importance of why meat has to be kept safe. Hi Andre.
Hi Robin.
It's good to see you.
Hi,
And
see you.
here at the Hyatt online show, and of course National Quiz Choice.
Yep.
May I ask now, how did your butchery came about? I mean, it just came out like by accident somehow. What's the history behind?
Okay, a brief history. Basically, this is a family business. My dad started. He went into butchery about 17 years ago in 1995, and that was under an old company called Swiss Butchery, which is still in existence today. But we split from them in 2007. Sorry. Me and my older brother, we went out and we started our own company under Huber's and Huber's Butchery. Started in 2008. But of course, me and my brother, we used to help out my dad when we were young. So since school days, holidays, we would help out there at Swiss Butchery, all the way to when we went overseas to study, and then when we came back, we started to do the business full time.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so my dad was a trained butcher and chef from Switzerland. That's where he learned his trade in 1960 maybe, and then he moved to Singapore in 1973 as a chef of Hilton Hotel and eventually Dynasty Hotel.
And so you have a degree, I suppose.
Yes, that's right.
And do you have any idea how to start this business? I mean, it means you have helped your dad, of course.
Yes.
But why did you decide to do this business?
Well, it was, of course, quite an easy choice for us, an obvious choice for us, because my dad has been doing this. So we learned a lot about meats, and me and my older brother, we love food, and meats, of course, is a big part of it. So we felt it was a natural progression for us to take over the family business. And I studied business, so it was quite easy for me to grasp the runnings of a business and to learn certain parts of it. Of course, I was not blessed with such a good pair of hands, which my brother is. So that's why he was an automotive engineer, and that's why he's in charge of our manufacturing and production in Huber's.
Okay. But have you butchered meats before?
I have, of course, I definitely cut meats and stuff. I've not butchered a whole animal before myself, but I usually leave that to my brother and dad.
Oh, okay.
And I handle more the business side.
So you're the brains behind the whole operation?
Not. My brother is, I think, smarter than I am, so I would say I'm the brains behind it. But I am usually the face of Hoovers, and I go out there and I sell our products. I meet people, and I do the marketing for the company, the logistics, and I also am in charge of meeting suppliers and finding new suppliers as well for the company.
Okay, so what kind of challenges do you face? I mean, being someone with a degree, and you come from probably a comfortable life, I take it.
Yes.
Someone could have said to you, "You must be crazy. You know, you have a degree. You could have gone ahead and be a pilot or something. Just a desk job, maybe Microsoft or something like that, or Facebook. And yet you chose to be in the big business where it's tough, and you probably have to carry all these means and all of that.
Yes.
Is that truly what you have aspired to be?"
Well, I aspire to be a successful person. How I get there, of course, you never really know how you actually get successful. So, of course, there was this opportunity of running or continuing my dad's trade, and so I felt it was, how do you say,
The leadership.
yeah, it was easy for me to do it, and I really liked it. I worked there part-time. I really enjoyed working in this business. So although I considered other professions, this always was kind of my first choice. I did work out elsewhere. I worked in Australia for a year after studying my degree there. I worked in a company, but I just felt that there was a lot more potential if I could come back and to take over the business and then bring it to greater heights. Yeah, so that's what I did.
Wow. Now, what kind of changes did you make? You know, when you first took over the business from your dad. Was it very much forward-looking and a whole lot more customer-friendly input in it?
I basically what I did was I think I rebranded the whole thing where we came up with this new company. We focused a lot on creating the brand Hoovers, creating the packaging, the experience, everything that comes along with it. Of course, the quality aspect, my brother looks after that department and make sure there's consistency in our supply. So I make sure that the brand is marketed well and I sell it as well. So I go out there and actively sell the product, and I think we have witnessed growth of 50 to 100% over the last few years. So it's a very good growth for us. Of course, I convinced actually the company to go online as well, to sell online, which I think my dad was very much against. He felt that no one would ever purchase meats online.
They were?
And so I said, give me $8,000, let me set up the website and we'll see about that. And now I think we have earned many times over back the returns of investing $8,000.
So you work.
So people do buy from online shop.
Okay guys, you have to buy their meats online and try it. And do you send it over by air or?
No, we send it in a chilled refrigerated truck.
Okay.
We deliver Mondays to Saturdays. So if you place your order before 12 noon today, you can get your meats tomorrow. For a minimum order of $75, we deliver free island-wide in Singapore.
That's right. Only for Singapore. Please don't call from the United States and get the meats because I'm not responsible. So anyway, how important is providing good quality meats for Hoovers? I mean, quality control is very important, and so is the price.
Yes.
How and customer service.
Yes, of course.
Why do you place so much emphasis on the importance of providing good service and quality customer service?
Well, I think that's the foundation of our business. As I said, my dad is Swiss, and Swiss, they are obsessed with quality. So that's the very basis of our company, and it's something that I feel a lot of other companies cannot do in Singapore. And meat being a very perishable item, it is very hard to control the quality and maintain the quality of the product. So that's why we place a lot of emphasis on this quality. We have put in systems like ISO 22000 we're implementing now, which is a combination of HACCP on the food safety side and ISO 9001 for the quality aspect. So it's a combination of these two which we are putting into our business now. But yeah, so quality is very, very important to us. Customer service is just as important to sell that quality product that we have. So again, we are investing, I think something like $140,000 to put in what we call a CCI, customer-centric initiative. So it's a sales guru is going to come in and give our sales staff training over a 7-month period to really spruce up our service levels.
Sounds like Ron Kaufman.
Yeah, it's probably Singapore's Ron Kaufman in that sense. I probably couldn't afford Ron Kaufman. So.
I'm sorry, Ron.
Yeah.
So
it's okay. He deserves it.
So about customer service and quality, is that something that you observed that Singapore could not achieve like the way Uber's did for meat service?
As in other Singapore companies
yes, that's
could
right.
not achieve?
Yes.
Yeah, I feel they are unable. Okay, on the food service side, the wholesale side of the business, a lot of companies fall short in consistency. A lot of them can bring in a good brand, but they don't know how to maintain the condition of the meat, for example, and they don't have the turnover, for example, of the meat to keep it fresh. But we are very focused on meat, so we know how to treat the meat, we know how to age it, and then we know at the right time when we have to sell it to keep it fresh. So I think that's why we are doing very well on the wholesale side of the business. On the retail side, I would say quality is very important. We have found really good brands to sell our meat. Of course, we produce our own small goods, sausages, hams, cold cuts, bacon, all these products, we produce it in-house. So we control the quality of those products, and for us, we are very focused on producing the best possible product that we can. So we are not controlled by what a supermarket requires, which a lot of other manufacturers do. They manufacture mainly for the supermarkets. The supermarkets have a cost. There's a cost structure to meet. So for example, they need to buy a sausage at $10 per kilo. So the manufacturer needs to produce a sausage for $10 per kilo. But when you make the sausage for that price, you're always going to put in not very good ingredients into the sausage. You have to put in things like fillers to make up the weight of the sausage or add more liquid into the sausage. So the quality of sausage is not very good. For us, we are focused on producing the best possible quality. And then after that, we come up with the cost of the product, and then we will of course add on our thing and we will sell it to our customers. So for us, it's really just to produce the best possible product, and I think our customers can really see that's what differentiates us from the rest of the Singapore companies.
Yes. So folks, please do purchase great meats at Cooper's. They have a bistro here in Singapore at Dempsey Road, and they also have a warehouse. But if you still can't make it to those venues, you can always look out for your suppliers here in Singapore. Now, which is why Hoover's has been nominated as one of the best premium meat suppliers here in Southeast Asia, and that's Hoover's Butchery. Andre,
yes.
What about you spoke about quality, you spoke about service, great service, and because most of the staff do know what they're doing, they do know what they're talking about when we ask them. And so, what's next for Hoover's? Before you answer that question,
sure.
About inflation,
Yes.
may I ask though, because of what's happening right now, there's a lot of price increase
Yes.
globally. How does Hoover's intend to cope with the price increase, and demand?
Yeah. I mean, for us, we don't like to increase our prices. To be frank, I think for the quality that we provide, our prices are very, very fair. If you do compare our prices to supermarkets, it's very comparable to the high-end supermarkets. So I think we provide very good value, and our quality of our products should be much better than what a supermarket can provide. So we don't want to raise our prices unnecessarily. Of course, I do foresee that in general, the world there will be a shortage of meat. as especially like the growing countries, emerging countries like India and China, they start to consume more meat. So, and then of course there's always, I don't think the meat production is increasing. Right now it's at about, it's at a stagnant level. So if demand increases, supply doesn't increase, then eventually it'll push up the prices. So we will try our best to always not increase our prices. Of course, if it gets too high, then we would have to pass it on somehow to the customer. But we are always looking at efficiencies in which we can save money, production efficiencies, reaching economies of scale and all this, so that we don't have to increase the price to the customer. And I think there's even instances where we have reduced our prices when we have saved money on these like economies of scale.
And how often do you get your meats fresh to your stores? And what would be your best recommendation for our customers and your customers to come to your store to get best quality meat?
Well, the thing is, for certain meats, fresher doesn't always mean better.
Really?
Yes, right. Because for example, like a steak cut, a beef steak cut, like a sirloin steak, a ribeye steak, a filet steak, it is actually best to age them for at least a month before you sell it. Right, the aging process, the enzymes actually break down the muscle fibers of the meat, so it becomes more tender and it becomes more flavorful as well.
Really?
Yes. So what supermarkets actually do is they try to sell the meat as fresh as possible. So the moment the cow is slaughtered in wherever it's slaughtered in Australia, for example, straight away it gets on a plane, it flies to Singapore, they portion it and they put it out on their shelves. So the beef color is nice and red, and the shelf life is as long as could possibly be in a chilled condition, and they do their wrap pack, right? So that's what they try to do, so that they get the best, they maximize the shelf life. So, but that's not always the best for eating quality of the meat, because it's fresh, so the meat's still kind of tough and all this, it hasn't been aged. So what we do is when we import meat, we get it about the same time as the supermarket does, but what we do is we hold it in our chillers and we let it age for about a month at least, and then we start to portion it and sell it in our stores. So then of course the meat quality is at its best, but of course it's not applicable for every type of meat. For example, chicken, and usually lamb and all this. Lamb, there's still a slight aging process, but for chicken, fresh is definitely best. For cuts like mincing, stir fry, stew cuts, then of course it doesn't really matter if you age the thing, so we always say fresh is of course the best in those respects. So poultry supply, we have it fresh every day, comes in every day. So for beef, depends on various we import. We have grass-fed beef, we have grain-fed beef, we have Angus beef, Wagyu beef, we have beef from Argentina, from the US, from Australia. We have organic beef as well. We have Japanese Wagyu. So we have a lot of types. So I would say the shipments vary. Depends. It could be once a week, twice a week, sometimes once a fortnight. But for beef, it's not an issue. Like I said, it can actually last chilled. A steak cut can last in my chiller at 0 to 1 degrees constant temperature. Not in your fridge at home, it will not last that long, but 4 months it can last, and even after 4 months I open it up and I eat it. It's a fantastic piece of meat. Yes. So yeah, not always fresh is best, but as and where fresh is best, then we always try to get it as fresh as possible.
I heard that you guys do conduct tastings every now and then just to ensure that the meat is right.
Yes, of course, definitely.
Oh, okay. Now, before we end with that question,
Sure.
What is the secret of your success today? Could you give a few, maybe probably 3 pointers for aspiring entrepreneurs, so that they could get to where you are today?
Okay, 3 pointers.
Yeah. Is that too much?
Well, I think the first thing is you have to be really passionate about what you do. There will definitely be, especially when you're starting a business, very, very hard times at the start, when you have to do everything. You have to set up systems, you have to do all the forms and stuff, and you have to work really late nights. And after a while, I think it gets to you. So the only thing that keeps you going, I feel, is passion. So if you don't like what you're doing, it's doubtful that you can actually pass through that stage and be successful. Well, I think you have to be hardworking. That is something my dad taught us, and it's something he learned when he was young, to always be hardworking.
Does he have a favorite quote that he keeps on reminding you guys?
Favorite quote on hardworking.
Yeah. I'm sure you remember some.
Hardworking. Well, not really hardworking, but the speed of working. He is very fast with everything, and he emphasizes on efficiency as well, not just being hardworking. So a favorite thing was he always explained to us that when you interview people, when he used to interview people, he would invite them for a meal or to eat something.
Really?
And then what he will do is he will see the way they eat, and based on the way they eat, he can figure out how fast they eat. He can figure out whether they are fast when they work.
Really?
Yes. So usually faster eaters are faster workers.
Really?
But it's of course more in the sense of physical work, right? As a butcher or as a chef, you have to physically move fast and do things fast. So
are you doing the same?
I try to, but of course sometimes when I employ admin staff, then you can't really look at that.
So you still do that for butchers?
I try to, yeah.
And what's the third point?
Third point,
Be smart, I suppose.
Yeah, of course, be smart. I think what a lot of people are always trying to do is they try to look for unique things, right? They try to find something that no one has ever done and all this, but in that sense, I don't feel that it's necessary to always find something unique. I think there are a lot of opportunities like in butchery, which is a very basic business, but people have to eat, and you can be successful in a business like that. It might be a dirty business, like maybe plumbing. I see plumbers, they earn a lot of money nowadays. It's scary, but yeah, it's such a basic thing, but no one wants to do it nowadays.
Really?
Oh. Yeah, I mean now in Singapore, a lot of people like to sit behind a desk in an aircon room, so no one wants to really get out there and sweat and do the hard work. So I think there are opportunities out there.
Okay, New Yorkers, there's an opportunity here in Singapore.
Yeah.
So if you're a plumber, come to Singapore, do all the plumbing.
Yes,
Sorry. So the last question,
Sure.
so we were asking back again, what's next for Kubers? I know that you guys have come a long way somehow.
Yes.
And so far you didn't have any problems with the copyright of the name of the company, I suppose.
Yes. Yeah.
You didn't face any challenges, do you?
No. We have registered the trademark of our
Really?
logo. Yeah.
Wow.
We've done that.
So what's next?
I think we want to continue to grow on all fronts, be it our retail, our bistro, our food service, but we like to do it at a very controlled pace, right? We don't like to start opening up 2, 3, 4 shops and then we lose focus on the quality aspect. I think we like to expand slowly and always maintain that sort of quality and consistency. And it's really hard to find skilled manpower in the butchery side. So I think expansion always has to be quite slow for us. But we are definitely looking at moving into a bigger factory to increase our production. We are looking to export our products, of course, definitely to neighboring countries first, and then maybe.
How about franchising?
Franchising.
Yeah.
I don't believe the franchising model would work for our business. I mean, franchising business to me works more for things where it's not so much skill involved, where really systems can be in place and people are easy to follow. For us, there is a lot of variables. When a customer walks into our shop, how the server talks to that person, finds out what they need, or make recommendations to them based on their recipes and all this. It's something that you can try to train your staff, but to do it as a franchise is very difficult. And it's very difficult to maintain that quality and service quality as well. So I don't think the franchise model quite works for us. But we are looking to export our products. like I said, neighboring countries. I hope one fine day we can export to Europe, to Switzerland or Germany, for all you know, because what I hear is meat is becoming very expensive in Europe, so even they are starting to substitute meat with fillers like flour and all this to cheapen the quality of the sausage. Whereby meat is still quite cheap here, so we put in really pure meat in our sausages. So hopefully maybe one day we can export to them.
Hey, you never know, you could open one in Poland.
Yeah.
Tons of meat over there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, I think that's for us for the immediate future. We might open another retail store. But I always think doesn't mean more shops means it's always better. You know, in a place like Singapore, rents are very high. So the more stores you open, the more rent you're gonna pay to your landlords. And sometimes I open in another location, I may just be barely breaking even, or I might be losing money, and so my main store will be paying for another store. So I may not be really much better off in that way. So I feel as well, you have to grow with the kind of customers that you have. You know, for us, a gourmet butchery, there are not many people in Singapore that have taken on, of course, to this idea. So if I start opening up more butcheries, for example, if only I have 10,000 customers, that 10,000 customers come to my current shop, and then suddenly I have 2 shops, I might break down, you know, I might split that 10,000 customers to 5,000, or maybe 6,000, and then I gain another 1,000 or 2,000, but it's still not enough, or I won't do as well as if I just had that one store. So I'm not sure if it makes sense there, but basically what I'm trying to say is, doesn't mean you have to always keep expanding. Sometimes you have to consolidate, and then, for example, in a place like Singapore, that's why we are focusing more on online sales, because I don't have to have another shop, but yet I can supply to everywhere in Singapore with a delivery service. So I can focus my fixed cost rental on one place, and then during the lull periods where it's a thing, I can prepare orders for online and then I deliver it out.
Amazing.
Yeah,
thank you for your advice, Andre, and thank you for watching the National Quiz Choice Say Hi Online News. And I'm Robin Steinberg. Have a great week ahead.
yeah. See you.
Thank you so much. This is a very